Pastor Zillinger's Daily Devotions. Proverbs 10, verses 1 through 10. The Proverbs of Solomon. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is a sorrow to his mother. Treasures gained by wickedness do not profit. Righteousness delivers from death. The Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. A slack hand causes poverty. The hand of the diligent makes rich. He who gathers in summer is a prudent son, but he who sleeps in harvest is a son who brings shame. Blessings are on the head of the righteous, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. The memory of the righteous is a blessing, but the name of the wicked will rot. The wise of heart will receive commandments, but a babbling fool will come to ruin. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but he who makes his way crooked will be found out. Whoever winks the eye causes trouble, and a babbling fool will come to ruin. Here we see a switch in people who are making the Proverbs for this. We see this as the Proverbs of Solomon. So Solomon has these, and these are more kind of like one-liners, or maybe what we would consider axioms today, although our axioms kind of have a folksy kind of trait, or even a rhyming kind of trait. In English, these don't rhyme as well, if you would. But there's a lot in here to talk about this. Talking about how the Lord takes care of the righteous, but he's going to thwart the wicked. Being a prudent son, being a wise son with doing this. And this is hard in our day and age because what we want is, Lord, if you just do this one thing, then I'll get something from you. So if I just invest 10% of my money in the bank, then I will be rich. Like, no, this is not a recipe. This is a way of living. And in fact, the element that we forget about is the element of time. So for instance, like summer and harvest are time things. And so it's not just an instantaneous. It's I do this over time, and then I see the blessings of this. The wise of heart will receive commandments, but a babbling fool will come to ruin. I think this one's very interesting in the fact that, are you seeking to know what God wants of us from his word, from what we have of the ancient church, from like how did the church practice things and do things as best practice, from our confessions, which are best practice, from how we do things in church, because people have asked these questions before. Are we receiving knowledge? Are we receiving instruction? Or are we a babbling fool? And I think in today's day, especially with our media that we have, we become babbling fools. We go out and we lead with our opinion. Well, this is what I think. And we see that in politics. We see that with church and theology. We see that with how we do our friends. Instead of backing it up maybe with true things, good, and then wise things, those are good too, to say, like for instance, the Farmer's Almanac is a wise thing for farmers. They would say, well, I know that we're supposed to plant our crops in the spring, but in looking at the Farmer's Almanac, which is wisdom that is accrued over time, maybe I should plant it certainly because I don't want to hit a certain frost. So I want to be wise instead of foolish with this. I don't want to be a babbling brook and where I would say, oh, well, I just can do whatever I want. I can plant whenever I want. And that would be foolish because my crop would die or my family would starve for this. So that's kind of an analogy with this of how do we use the wisdom that we're given? How do we apply it? How do we seek out more wisdom? Not only earthly wisdom, but especially wisdom from God. The Lord bless your day as well as your week.